Ladies, it's your time to shine with all things fabulous with First for Women on Afternoon Express. For insurance with a host of fabulous benefits, call 0861 11 18 44 or SMS FIRST to 49267.
Good afternoon, South Africa, and welcome to Afternoon Express. Thank you so much for joining us. I'm Bonnie Booty.
And I'm Danilo Acquisto. Today in the Loft, we're going to be getting your weekend started in style. Joining us today is an absolute legend, good guy, and musician of note, Jesse Clegg, multi-SAMA nominated. He's performing right here, live in our Loft.
Yeah, we'll be chatting to him about his upcoming tour and his album. And of course, it's the next installment of our Revlon Foundation series. And we'll be chatting to you about tips on your blind date.
Ooh, exciting stuff. Plus, we're not alone today. We've got Jeannie Delicious making us something delicious in the kitchen.
Thanks, guys, and welcome, South Africa. My name is Jeannie D, and if you're wondering who these young and handsome gentlemen are, then you're going to have to stay tuned to the show. All the way from the UK, here to perform at the Cape Town Funny Festival at the Baxter Theatre, we have the hysterical Earl Okin and Bruce Airhead. Welcome.
Well, thank you. I'm delightful to be here.
You are completely delightful. I'm definitely looking forward to your performances and your interviews a little bit later. Also, in the kitchen, we have the talented pudding, Claire Winstanley. Claire, today we're going to be making pudding all day.
All types of pudding.
Yummy.
So rice pudding and a delicious no-bake orange and chocolate cheesecake. Yum.
Rice pudding is my absolute weakness in life. And it is, if it is yours as well, remember that you can cook with us today. All you need to do is visit our website, afternoonexpress.co.za, and be sure to get all the ingredients and the recipes, and you too could be indulging in rice pudding with us today. But first, Danilo is on the couch with our first guest, who's one of the hottest acts in South Africa.
Thanks, Jeannie. Yes, his debut album, When I Wake Up, was released in 2008, and his 2011 follow-up album, Life on Mars, saw him reach platinum-selling success in South Africa. After performing extensively across North America, he has returned to record a brand new album, and just this month released a single called Use Me. Joining me on the couch is three-time SAMA nominee, Jesse Clegg. So, Jesse, first of all, welcome to the Loft. You and I have had lots of time to chat about your career, and I've watched you grow from strength to strength in your career. So it's an honor to have you back here today. But let's start right at the beginning. Jesse Clegg, as a youngster growing up, what kind of music were you listening to, and why the choice to split genres into the sort of rock pop feel?
Well, you know, I grew up on the road, on tour buses, airports, hotels, traveling, and I got to see some amazing performances, and I got to see the power of music and the ability for music to convey ideas in a unique way, which was very inspiring for me. And I was swept up with it. But I also saw the difficult side, which is the lifestyle and the unpredictable nature of being in entertainment. So I knew that if I was going to do it myself, I would have to do it for the right reasons, and because I loved it, and because I'd found my own voice, you know. And when I was growing up, I was listening to like rock, alternative, a lot of African music, and quite a mixed batch. But when I kind of picked up an instrument for the first time and started writing my own stuff, I just wrote what seemed to be natural for me. It was never a conscious decision. I just did something that felt right. And the style that I'm in now is what I do.
And you mentioned this whole idea, obviously, of the lifestyle being quite hard, and I'm sure the further you get in your career, the harder it becomes, because now there's no way out, really.
Yeah, and you know, you're traveling all the time. You never settled anywhere, and it's fantastic. You know, I mean, I really enjoy it. It's very stimulating.
The highs are very high and the lows are very low, but they counteract each other.
But it's also it can take a toll, and you have to be very disciplined through all the chaos to keep your direction and keep your focus. So I think that was a very good lesson for me growing up in that industry, just to have my head kind of fixed on straight.
Screwed on something. But you took a quite interesting route with your career. Obviously, you've chosen not to sign with a label, so you've made your life a lot harder in many ways. First of all, why did you choose to go without a label? So let's just begin there.
Well, I started with a label. My last two albums, I had a label, and it wasn't a particularly negative experience. I mean, we did really well with those albums, and I appreciate the work that the guys did. But for this album, you know, it was the way that it panned out. I didn't feel like we needed one. I have a really strong management team. My manager, Roddy Quinn, has really been someone who's been with me from the start. And I think that today, you know, artists have a lot of tools at their disposal to reach the audience in a unique way and actually personalize it. You know, sometimes if there's a structure in between the audience and the artist, it can kind of get a little bit filtered or mediated, you know, whereas this is like, it's direct, you know, this is what I'm doing, this is the music, and this is me.
Do you think you could have made more money or been more successful if you did choose to sign this new album with a label?
I don't know, and you know, it's hard to say. You know, it's almost like you could never predict it one way or the other. And I wouldn't rule out signing a deal, but for me right now, this is working.
You've worked with some incredible producers. Obviously, the producer who was involved with the Muse produced your second album, and that did so well for you. Is there some kind of plan to again make a bigger name for yourself internationally?
Yeah, well, I mean, this material I'm working on now was the first time recording in South Africa again for a long time.
Sure.
And I worked with two producers. Denham Harding was the producer of the album, and Ewald van Rensburg was the engineer and sort of hands-on engineer. And I must say, man, I really enjoyed working in my home country again. It was really special. We all had the same sort of reference points, and we could talk about music in a very personal way. You know, it's different when you're speaking to someone who's kind of growing up in the same place as you, and you have the same cultural references. And so it actually made the process a lot quicker because we knew where we wanted to go, and I was very fortunate to have two guys who were really passionate about the project.
As you were. And I think it's obviously very well welcome back to South Africa. International success. Do you think that you're going to continue to push that international fame?
Absolutely.
And what's it like out there? What is the world like for Jesse Clegg out there? How's your music being received?
Yeah, it's been great, man. I mean, last year I did a lot of shows overseas. I did about 35 shows in the States, and we also toured in Europe. I played Isle of Wight Festival, which is a legendary festival.
Yes, it's massive.
So that was a really special experience, and you kind of get a sense of how big the industry is and how small you are in the bigger picture.
Which is humbling.
Humbling and very motivating as well. And, you know, I learned a lot. I learned about really just how the American bands do it, and they're very focused on taking control of their platforms and taking control of their image and personalizing everything. You know, I think that today people want to know who you are. They don't want like a media press release to kind of give you the...
Tell you what
they want to know
is.
like what you're up to, and you know, I quite like that. It was quite it's something unique about it.
So speaking of which, the new single is out. It's going to be huge. I love it. You'll be performing for us later on in the show, which I'm very excited about. Tell us more about the single itself, and I know that you've got a huge performance, well, a very cool performance coming up in Poch. This weekend.
Yes. Well, the song is called Use Me, and it's really a song about the duality or the complexity of love. You know, I think love is one of those very human emotions where there's a good side and a bad side. You know, it can be very inspiring and rejuvenating, but it can also have a destructive element to it. And I think that's what we love about it as well, you know, that dual nature and that push and pull, and that's what keeps us engaged in it, you know. So I think the song is about someone navigating a relationship like that, where there is this push and pull.
Excited to hear more about it?
We're playing a show this Friday on the 31st in Potchefstroom, and we actually recorded the album in Potchefstroom, and it's at the Outdrift River Lodge, and it's quite exciting because we kind of bringing the songs back to where they were recorded. You know, this is the first time we're going to be playing it live right next to where the studio was. So it's going to be quite cool.
It's good to have you at home. It really, really is good to have you back.
Thank
Even
you.
if it is for a short while, we're very, very proud of you. And thanks for joining us in the Loft. He's going to be performing later on, though, South Africa, so you better not go anywhere. After the break, Jeannie and Claire make the rice pudding, and Earl Okin, a very unique and talented musician, performs live right here in the Loft. We'll be right back.
Express yourself. Express yourself.
Welcome back to Afternoon Express, and you know it's going to be a good day when you're actually just inhaling the smell of warm milk and cream. This has already been put on the boil, and we are making pudding.
Rice pudding, to be specific.
The smell of this is actually... It's just warm milk, but it smells amazing. Reminds me of my childhood.
It smells so comforting, doesn't it?
Yeah,
that
exactly.
cream. Okay,
So this is the start of our rice pudding.
that is indeed. So what we're doing is we're just sort of tempering that cream and milk, because you don't want it to come to a huge rolling vicious boil, because that's going to be too hot. So then we're just going to scrape some of our vanilla, and if you want to just pop that into the cream.
I do.
That'll be awesome. And then I'm going to get going on our eggs. So we're just going to pop our eggs into this.
Is it possible to use too much vanilla?
If you're using the good old fresh vanilla pod, you are safe.
Okay,
this
great.
is pure flavor in a tiny little pod like this. I love it.
Milk and vanilla. This
Okay.
is my best.
Then our sugar into our eggs. So these are just whole eggs over here that we used.
Okay.
Then honey. I think I might need you to help me over here, honey.
Pleasure, honey.
Couldn't resist that one. Just drizzle that in there. This is the base, effectively, for our custard for the rice pudding.
Okay.
So you don't need to overbeat the eggs. You're not looking for any sort of air or anything happening in the eggs.
Yes.
You're just combining all the ingredients.
Okay.
Are you winning there?
I mean, these kind of desserts and puddings, the rice pudding, the bread and butter puddings, they're so comforting to have in winter. This is perfect for this kind of freezing weather as well.
And like honey just adds a different element to the sugar that you're incorporating. So if you're using just caster sugar, great sweetness, but not an intense sort of sugary kind of flavor that you're looking for. The honey adds a nice honey flavor. I don't know how else to describe it besides honey. Okay, so we've got that. And just for fun, a little bit of rum into our mix. You don't have to add that, you really don't, but it just complements.
Just for fun, a little bit of rum. Does the orange zest actually contribute a lot of flavour?
A huge amount.
Really?
Massive, massive amount. And again, all complementary flavors. The vanilla, the rum, the custard, and the orange all just taste delicious together. I like to use orange.
Some orange zest.
Okay, so now you're going to help me over here. Okay, so you're going to stream it into your egg base because you don't want to curdle the egg. So
Just like that?
a little bit slower.
Sorry.
Mix, 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 and then go for it. A little
Okay.
bit. So never add the eggs to the milky mixture.
Because then you'll get scrambled
Ooh, you
eggs,
are
eh?
in trouble then. Yeah, you
Will
definitely.
it really make like a scrambled
100%.
egg?
100%.
Wow.
Yes, absolutely.
That'd be quite tasty though. Imagine.
Probably the best way to have scrambled eggs. With a little bit of vanilla, rum, and you know.
Yeah.
Keep going. Now we're pretty much in the safe zone here. You've added the hot liquid to the eggs. You've brought the temperature up. The thing with eggs is that it's a far colder temperature than your milk. So you're looking to achieve a balance in the temperature when you're combining those liquids. That looks good.
Great.
Cool.
Done.
And then
Oh, I
comes our
suppose I
rice.
should switch this off so that I don't...
Yes, indeed. We're going to go for
Thanks.
this one over there. Then in goes our rice. We've already cooked it. So just cook it to however you like to cook rice, or whatever the packet says, just until it's ready to eat.
Okay.
So not soft, not hard, just ready to eat.
Okay.
Into that.
And actually, the biggest joy of cooking on the show is that I'm actually learning to cook. You'll be so proud of me. The other day, I went and made your fish tacos. Went to Woolies, got all the ingredients as I saw them on our website, and I made it, and it tasted exactly like yours.
Maybe even better. I'm better.
You're turning me into a kitchen hero, really. And we can teach you to be a kitchen hero as well. All you need to do is visit our website, afternoonexpress.co.za, and become a kitchen queen, because these things are really tasty. Okay, so now we're pouring our rice
Into
pudding.
the dish. So I'm probably going to get through all of it here. If it's a little bit too, if your dish is a little bit smaller, then you want to just pour out the liquid into the, say, 2 dishes,
Okay.
and then spoon your rice out just to kind of even it out.
Why? Isn't it supposed to be that watery?
No, that's exactly what you're looking for.
Oh, is that perfect?
It's
Okay,
just
great.
that earlier we made one, which is over here, and the dish was a little bit too small, so you end up with excess liquid. But so you don't want to over liquid, over rice.
Okay.
So if you're going to have to split it up, just evenly distribute the liquid and the rice.
Perfect. Now this is going into the oven at what temperature?
That's going to go in the oven at 160. What you want to do as well, very important, is put it into a water bath. So you want to slowly, again, all the whole thing with eggs is don't overcook them because they're going to curdle.
Okay.
So into a water bath. So that literally just means a container bigger than this, filled up to probably about halfway with warm water, and then 160 degrees just until it's set.
Okay.
And then you're good to go.
Well, thanks to TV Magic, we already have our ready-made rice pudding. What's the final step?
Okay, so this is my little twist on a rice pudding, and I'm going to brulee the top. So think creme brulee, rice pudding combo, because
Delish.
effectively a creme brulee is a custard base,
Yeah.
just without the rice.
You've just combined 2 brilliant
Yes, indeed.
desserts.
Okay,
You are
so
a genius.
Just a nice thin layer of caster sugar along the top here, and then we just start torching it with a blowtorch. So
You're actually going to have to let me do a part of this.
here we go.
Well, this is really hardly the dramatic blowtorch I was expecting. But while I brulee this rice pudding, Bonnie is standing by with Earl Okin.
Thank you, Jeannie. That looks absolutely delicious. I'm here with the man who's dubbed a musical genius and sex symbol. He's been on the scene since the 1960s and has opened for Van Morrison and Paul McCartney. His music has been covered by Cilla Black, and he's performed all across Europe, the USA and Brazil, all the way from the United Kingdom. It's Earl Okin.
Hello, ladies. Everybody. We're gonna have us some fun.
Thank you so much, Earl. That was fantastic. But we'll be chatting to you shortly after the break, yeah? Awesome. Don't forget to enter our Go Green SMS competition. You don't want to miss the chance to win that grand prize valued at more than R500,000. See you after the break.
The Afternoon Express team is going green. Join us every Tuesday at 4 p.m. until September as we bring you the most innovative trends in sustainable fashion, food, decor and design, as well as handy tips to help you reduce your carbon footprint.
Answer our Go Green question every Tuesday and stand a chance to win a R1,000 Woolies gift card every week.
Plus, simply by entering, you also go into the big draw for the ultimate grand prize worth over R500,000.
Including a dream sustainable kitchen makeover from Cordev, fitted with Bosch appliances with R300,000. Also, up to R250,000 worth of home upgrades so you can live off the grid. Plus, food and homeware from Woolworths valued at R75,000 and a R25,000 towards a school of your choice with My School.
So go big, go green with Afternoon Express every Tuesday at 4 p.m. to win these amazing prizes.
Express yourself.
South Africa, are you with us?
Express yourself.
Welcome back. In case you missed it, just before the break, Earl Okin, all the way from the UK, treated us to an amazing live performance, and I'm sure just as much as me, you'd like to learn more about the man behind the act. Welcome to the Loft, Earl.
Thank you. Delightful to be here.
Yes, awesome. That song, what inspired it?
Well, I have been known as a musical genius and sex symbol for some time. It all began with another song called Mango. And then I used to do the Edinburgh Festival, and I needed more songs, and that was one of the ones I wrote.
Yeah. Is there a lot of pressure that comes with being a sex symbol?
Well, not really. It's just you have it or you don't. You know, you can't plan it. You know, just women throwing themselves at me. What can I do?
Oh yes, someone's got to do it.
That's it.
Exactly. So you started your stagecraft in folk clubs, and then they were replaced by comedy clubs, and you made that transition quite seamlessly.
Well, yes. I mean, it just happened that around 1981, the folk club circuit sort of collapsed in on itself, and virtually in the same venues, quite often rooms above pubs, these alternative comedy clubs. And it was because the comedy was new, no mother-in-law jokes, no racial stereotypes, but you could use four-letter words suddenly.
Yes.
And they were the new rules. And I had enough comedy already in my folk set. I just sort of removed those bits. That was my comedy set, so it was as simple as that for me.
Yeah. So where did your musical journey begin, your love for music?
When I was 3, I was introduced to grand opera, which is still what I listen to the most, and that taught me how to write songs, which is really the juxtaposition of chords and melody. What genre you're writing in really is just a question of which rhythm you use and which choice of chords. Otherwise, the process is exactly the same if you're writing, as it were, a Schubert song or funk, whatever, it doesn't make any difference. It's the same process.
Yes.
And you learn the chords are the key to it all.
Wow.
And of course, then I got signed up in the 60s to the same companies, the Beatles, recorded at Abbey Road, and then had some of my songs sung by the pop stars of the day, you know.
Yes. Now, you have a very interesting range of skills that you use your voice for, including being able to sound like a trumpet, a saxophone, trombone. How did that come about?
Again, in the 60s, they were putting out cheap records of Duke Ellington, early Duke Ellington, at the Cotton Club, and he had a trumpeter called Art Wetzel, who used a straight mute, and it sounded almost like a human being. And I used to sit there by the speaker and sort of, there were no singers in the band, so I just went. I just did it for my own amusement, and then people persuaded me to do it on stage. And
I mean, I can imagine it requires like some serious breath work.
no, I'm just singing with my mouth shut.
With your mouth shut.
The difficult part is like any other jazz instrument, being able to phrase properly, thinking of a good solo. So the process is exactly the same as if I were playing a real trumpet, and you're judged by the quality of the solo. And the sound. When I was a schoolmaster, I had 8-year-olds doing this. I had a whole class of, well, in rather high key, mind you, and they were singing sort of Louis Armstrong trumpet breaks with me. It's not that difficult.
It's incredible. So you do a range of genres, from bossa nova to jazz. Which one are you most passionate about?
I'm not. It's music that is a passion. So I've written string quartets. I've written a lot of pop songs because I began, as I say, in the 60s. I still write some of those. I love classic jazz rather than the modern, you know, the sort of Irving Berlin, Cole Porter sort of songs. But I also love bossa nova, and I have become the most Brazilian of non-Brazilian bossa nova singers. So I sing that, and I go to Brazil sometimes to do that. Yeah.
Awesome. I saw you in the Funny Festival, and you were absolutely amazing. And it's your second time.
5, 10.
Yeah.
How much did I say I was going to give you?
About £25.
Fine. Okay.
Yeah. And this is your second time participating in the festival?
In the festival. I've been here 3 times altogether.
Okay.
Eddie Cassar, you know, organises these things.
Yes.
Without him, none of this would happen. And he picked me for the very first one. He'd seen me in London. And then I came back the next year or the year afterwards, which was very strange because I saw the Funny Fair, but I wasn't in it. And I did other shows in Neisner and did some jazz shows here and there.
Yes.
But this is only the second time I've actually done the Funny Fair, and of course it's grown. It's a week longer, and we have more luxuries given to us than we did the first time.
Oh, lovely!
And so
it's bigger and better this time.
Hey, what can I tell you? And the people I'm with turn out to be very silly people indeed, both on and off stage, and also great company to be with. It makes such a difference, you know, when you get up in the morning and it's normally you just have your hotel room and there's nobody to talk to in the morning, and there's, so are you on your own for breakfast? Yes. They shove you in some distant corner because you're not allowed to talk to anybody. Here we have a big table, it's for us.
Oh,
and we
wonderful.
dominate the breakfast room.
It's all about you.
Yes.
Thank you so much for joining us.
Well, thank you for
But you're not
asking me.
going away. I hope you love chocolate and rice because we'll be feeding you in a bit.
Sadly, I do.
Wonderful. Remember, if you're in Cape Town, you can catch Earl live at the Cape Town Funny Festival at the Baxter Theatre. The show runs until the 16th of August, and right here on Afternoon Express, we're giving away an amazing prize, which includes double tickets to the show, return flights to Cape Town from any of South Africa's major airports, luxury accommodation in the mother city, tourist site visits, and the chance to meet performers from the show, like Earl Okin. You can find all the details on our website at afternoonexpress.co.za or visit our Facebook page, Afternoon Express. You don't want to miss out on this amazing opportunity. For now, though, let's join Jeannie back in the kitchen.
Thanks, Bonnie. That guy really is a character. Now, when it comes to desserts, for me, it's all about the layers. And today's dessert is a zesty 3-layered creation. It has a crushed biscuit base, thick cream cheese center, and a fruit top to finish it off. Just thinking about it, it's making my mouth water. Claire, let's get started on this no-bake orange cheesecake.
Okay, so we're melting our delicious Lindt Creation Sumptuous Orange. How cool of a name is that? Okay, so that's melted, and we've just got our cream cheese, which is whipping up here. And what you're gonna do...
What have you thrown in there?
Cream cheese, just cream cheese.
Okay, that's it.
Before I do anything else, this is a no-bake orange and chocolate cheesecake, as in no baking. It's just mixing into a glass or mold or whatever you'd like into the fridge and you eat.
I can do that. What is that?
These are ginger biscuits that we've just chucked into a food processor until a fine crumb. That's it.
Okay.
And then, this is your part. You're gonna just spoon that into here. And this is the crumb for our cheesecake.
Oh.
So this is the orange, the chocolate, the ginger, all those flavors. And you're just gonna mix that up until it forms like a beach sand sort of crumb.
Okay, now I'm mixing it?
Yes, indeed. Okay, now we're gonna add our condensed milk into this. Let's just stop that for a second so we can see what we're doing here. Condensed milk goes into the mixer. This is the sweetness for our cheesecake. So when I say no-bake cheesecake, typically you're gonna pop it into an oven and bake it for however long, and you get that sort of New York style cheesecake. This really is just going to kind of just come together as almost like a creamy mixture, and you can set it in the fridge or you can just eat it instantly. When you set it in the fridge, the texture's gonna get a little bit harder. Otherwise, instantly it's just gonna be smooth and creamy and delicious.
I'm not being funny, but I found my calling. Like, I'm really good at this. Look how amazing that looks.
And then you can just spoon it into those cups. Okay, we've added into those ones. Okay. So that one, we sort of crumbled it, like I said, with your hand, so it gets a little bit more crumbly. This one, you're gonna actually kind of spoon it in and just push it down. Okay, well, I'm just looking for a smooth consistency here. Our condensed milk, our lemon juice, and the cream cheese just to come together. Okay. That's about it.
And this isn't too thick as a base?
No, that's fine.
That's right?
Yeah.
Okay.
If you're gonna set it up, I would do it a little bit less because it's gonna get quite hard. That chocolate's gonna solidify, and then it's gonna be quite tricky to kind of spoon in. But otherwise, if you're going to eat it instantly, go for it.
Okay, there you go. A little bit less. And this is exactly the same thing, just dried.
Yeah, that we crumbled with our... So if you slowly crumble it like kind of like you would for a pastry, a short crust pastry, when you're adding the butter, just use your fingers, crumble it. You're going to get that more crumbly beach sandy texture. And then into our piping bag. I find a piping bag just easier. Just spoon it into a mold. If you're using that kind of mold, you want to use a piping bag. And my trick is pop it into a jug like that. It kind of just holds the piping bag, especially if you don't have...
I'll hold it for you.
I have a fabulous kitchen helper, but if you don't have a fabulous kitchen helper, then you want to just use that as your assistant.
Look, I love that you've referred to me as a fabulous kitchen helper, but I'm probably one of the most useless kitchen helpers. At least I've got good hair.
Okay, that's going in there. And you really don't have to do this if you don't want to. You can just spoon it, but I personally just find it so much simpler.
To do what?
Get that out the way and then take that out.
Okay.
Shake it down. You want to do that?
Yeah, I quite enjoy stuff like this. Okay.
Okay, so as you can see, as you're pushing down, you're not getting anywhere because it's sort of created almost like a seal. So you're going to chop the base off there. Be careful not to squeeze too hard, or it's going to go everywhere.
Okay.
Get it to the bottom and then go ahead and spoon it into those. You can go for it.
It's coming up the top. I don't know if that's...
With the piping bag, you always want to take the top, twist it, and hold it. So that's going to create the seal on the top so that you don't end up with the mixture all coming out the top.
Okay, is that what it's supposed to be? Maybe you can handle it from here on.
Okay.
I'll just eat my cheesecake. Okay, what next? I mean, is this what it's meant to look like?
Yes, I'm going to swap places with you, and then we're going to kind of move over here, and then you just kind of squeeze
really good.
in the middle like that. Squeeze.
Okay, fantastic. Well, I'm going to eat my one, and you guys can have these cute, fabulous little ones. Remember, the recipes are on our website, afternoonexpress.co.za. This is the best part about baking with chocolate, is because even if it's supposed to end up looking like this, but then ends up looking like this, it still tastes delicious. It doesn't actually matter. Now, this winter, my go-to winter indulgence has been these Lindt Creation slabs. And I think everyone should try them because they're unbelievably delicious. For a chance to win a selection of Lindt chocolate and a Yuppie Chef Lindt Creation online course worth 285 Rand, all you need to do is SMS the keyword Lindt and your name to 33728. That's Lindt and your name to 33728. Don't go anywhere. After the break, we have another amazing act all the way from the UK. You don't want to miss this wacky performance.
Express yourself.
Surrender to indulgence. Which will you give into first? Creation from the Lindt Master Chocolatier.
Join us on Top Billing for the very best of the good life every Thursday night at 7:30. Escape the everyday. Live the extraordinary. Join your award-winning favourites Jonathan, Benang, Jeannie, Lorna, Roxy, Nico, Ursula, Joanne and Jade as we run, jump, taste, test, fly and dive into every thrill that makes life so worth the living. Thursday nights at 7:30. Repeat Sunday at 12:30. Find it on 3.
Welcome back to Afternoon Express South Africa. Now we bring you a man who has wowed audiences across the globe with his unique variety act. Now, what happens when you cross a man and a 6-foot balloon? Well, you end up with something that has to be seen to be believed. All the way from the UK, it's Bruce Airhead.
Babidi babidi bidi bidi qui qui qui. Babara batiri cum qua, cum 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 babara batiri coibi, babara batiri coibi, babara batiri coibi, babara batiri coibi, babara batiri coi e pati, babara batiri coi e pa mi, babara batiri coi e pati, babara batiri coi e pa mi, babara batiri, babara batiri, babara batiri, babara batiri, babara batiri, babara batiri, babara batiri. Bárbaro. Bobo loco ayer. Kiwi.
So amazing. What's he doing in there?
Batiri, 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 batiri. Babara batiri cum qua, cum 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 babara batiri coibi, babara batiri coibi, babara batiri coibi, babara batiri coibi, babara batiri coi e pati, babara batiri coi e pa mi, babara batiri coi.
That is insane. Ladies and gentlemen, Bruce Airhead. Man, I don't know whether your hands or whatever. We'll do it. Epic performance. First of all, very, very well done. Bruce, where does this come from? Who as the youngster, think that, oh, I'm going to blow up a balloon, hide inside it, and then change inside in a matter of 20 seconds or so? Where did this come from?
Well, I saw a magician performance like a few years ago. A quick change magician performance. You know what a quick change
is? Yes, yeah.
So
hopping out of boxes, in and out of curtains and so on.
Yeah, exactly. So I thought, okay, I want to do exactly the same, but in a funny way. And then I came out with the idea of getting inside the balloon and doing everything inside the balloon.
Yo. And so obviously you are a Spaniard living in the UK at the moment, now performing in South Africa. So you've been all over the world with this performance. How's it been received?
Very well, very well. Yeah. People love it. Yeah, and I love people laughing, so that's what makes me going on, no?
Yeah, because you've seen a lot of trapeze artists, you've seen people, like you said, do the quick change, you've seen magicians and things. This is a whole new ball game. So what next can we expect for somebody like yourself or these kind of performers in general?
Well, it's funny that you mentioned the trapeze because my background is from circus, so I'm a juggler.
Okay.
Yeah, so I'm trying to make my way also in the juggling scene. I work with another company called Gandini Juggling. They're quite well known. So,
sure, so you're busy man. So I'm glad you managed to make the time to join us here on Afternoon Express. Don't forget to catch his performance at the Cape Town Funny Fest. It's happening right in Cape Town. And you can catch more of that performance. This was just a sneak peek of it. Right now, the ladies are standing by on the couch to talk makeup.
That was absolutely amazing.
Wasn't
I know
it?
I've got my head in the clouds sometimes, but having your head in a balloon is a completely
Never in a balloon.
ball game. Now, welcome to Revlon's Love is On makeup series, especially for our hashtag Foundation Fridays here on Afternoon Express. Today's love theme is blind dates. Now, your stomach may be a ball of nerves before you go, but perhaps when you see him, they'll turn to butterflies. So put your best face forward with some tips from us here on how to get your makeup just right.
Hi there, I'm Roy, the national makeup artist for Revlon South Africa. Iman is going on a blind date, and I think it's very important that she comes across as natural as possible. She has such beautiful features, and to enhance them, I'm going to do some contouring using Revlon Color Stay Foundation. Contouring adds definition to your face, and I'll be using 2 different foundations and concealer to achieve that look.
Apply a darker shade of foundation to areas you want to chisel, and a lighter shade to enhance the lines of your natural bone structure. Next, blend concealer under the eye and areas which require extra coverage. Finish off by applying pressed powder to set the look.
Oh, what gorgeous skin. Flawless finish. Now, Bonnie, have you ever been on a blind date before?
Yes, you know it. Indeed, I haven't. I think I've been on 2, actually. I mean, they were years apart. And the one was when I was really young and inexperienced. I didn't know what I was doing. I think I didn't even wear makeup. And on the second one, I was like just out to blow him away. And I think I did.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Good for you. You know what was the worst thing and what I thought of now? Is when we were all a lot younger, and I don't know why girls were ever allowed to do this, but when you start over-plucking your eyebrows.
Right.
And I remember going on a blind date when I was really, really young. You pluck them so thin. And I could actually, when you see somebody, and instead of like making eye contact with you, they're kind of looking up at your eyebrows, just trying to see what kind of brow game you've got going on.
Right. My worst is when we used to like shave half of it and then colour in the rest. And then halfway through the day, you get so sweaty, it actually rubs off, and then you end up with half an eyebrow.
That's very gangster. Remember those guys who used to shave a little bit? But I think, there's a lot of pressure for your makeup to be perfect when you're going on a blind date, because this person has never seen your face. Well, unless they've like stalked you on Facebook. But they've never seen your face before, which means when you're up close and personal, they're going to be having a good
So make sure it's not at the beach or somewhere where you can't actually wear makeup. Make sure it's in a restaurant.
Okay, so let's go back to Vuyo, because he had the foundation done. I want to see what he does with his face.
As you can see, I've created a very natural eye, and to finish off, I'm going to define her eyebrow.
Vuyo applies Color Stay eyeshadow in a soft brown to fill in the brows and create a natural look. Apply blush upwards diagonally just under the natural cheekbone. First, define the shape of the lips with a pencil liner before filling in with Ultra HD lipstick.
As you can see, I've created a very natural glow, and with this look, love could be just around the corner.
What a gorgeous look, nice and natural.
It's beautiful. I like that look that he did, because on a blind date, you don't want to try too hard, but you want it to show that you put in a bit of effort. Have your game face on.
And I like good cheeks. I mean, Angelina Jolie's cheeks, for example. I mean, just the structure in her jaw. I mean, she's got more structure in her cheeks than I've got in my entire life.
I've got so much structure in my cheeks that I actually try to downplay it a bit, make it softer.
Oh,
Sorry,
my goodness. Save that for Oprah.
I know. Someone's got to do it.
A reminder to go out and get your 50 Rand off SA's #1 foundation just by purchasing Revlon Color Stay Foundation now in July at any leading retail and pharmacy stores nationwide. Take a selfie with the product, and you and your +1, your bestie or your lover, could win a 24 hours experience in Bonang's life. Hanging here on set, enjoying the city life by dining at one of her favourite restaurants, staying at her favourite hotel, and turning love on, whether you're in love or looking for love. So just take a pic of you and your Revlon Color Stay Foundation and tweet at Afternoon Chat using their official hashtag Foundation Fridays and hashtag Love Is On, or post it on our Facebook page at Afternoon Express. This amazing prize, valued at 25,000 Rand, includes an all-expenses paid trip to Cape Town for 2, dinner at an A-list restaurant, plus a 10,000 Rand shopping spree. So just get tweeting tweeting now, just like these viewers already have. And don't forget the hashtags. Hashtag Foundation Fridays and hashtag Love is On. Plus, we're also giving away a gorgeous makeup hamper worth 5,000 Rand. All you need to do is SMS the keyword Revlon Colour Stay and your name to 33728 and it could be all yours. We'll be right back with Jesse Clegg live on Afternoon Express. Don't go away.
Revlon Colour Stay is SA's #1 foundation.
Welcome back, South Africa, to Afternoon Express. So we have Jesse Clegg joining us in the loft today, and we promised you a performance of his brand new single called Use Me. So Jesse, the heart of every South African woman is over to you.
Wait for me, I'll wait for you. I can't tell you what to do. Oh, in the darkness I can feel you. Play the thief, I'll play the fool. Let the sky come over you. Oh, I will fall into the blue. You say the things you thought were true. Lie awake and feel confused. Oh, I will find my way back home to you. Losing faith, forgotten view. Oh, try to keep a hold on you. Oh, I don't know if I can get through. Chances you could console me. Nothing to feel. Nothing to feel now. Nothing to feel. Nothing to feel now. I wanna tell you that you use me, darling. Use me, darling, you.
Jesse Clegg, that was absolutely amazing. Come and have a seat.
I can probably hear every South African woman going, okay, I'll use you, I'll use it, I'll do it.
You can use me if you want, but don't let this go to waste.
Oh,
It's a delicious dessert. And here we've got to add the pièce de resistance onto it, which is a sumptuous chocolate orange drizzle from
wow.
Lindt.
Oh, that looks so good.
Obviously, said
amazing.
you first. Would you like some too?
Oh, naturally.
How delicious is
I'll
that?
help with that. I'll go and serve that to the ladies.
drizzle.
That looks
I'll try and be the gentleman here.
Thank you so
looks
much.
amazing.
Wow, that was an amazing performance.
Thank you.
You see what you're missing out. Now, don't forget, we're giving away a selection of Lindt chocolates and a Yuppie Chef Lindt Creation online course to 2 lucky winners. All you have to do is SMS the keyword Lindt and your name to 33728. That's Lindt and your name to 33728. And in the next competition, of course, SMS the keyword Revlon Color Stay and your name to 33728, and it could be all yours. If you're in Cape Town and you can catch Earl, Bruce, and a whole host of other hilarious, talented performers at the Cape Town Funny Festival at the Baxter Theatre this weekend. Tickets are available online or at the Baxter Theatre for 150 Rand each. Also, remember to check out our website to find out how you can win tickets to the show, including return flights to Cape Town, accommodation, and the chance to meet some of the performers. And best of luck with the Funny Festival. Now, who would like some rice pudding? You, pudding?
Yeah.
And you was holding
I
out
haven't
for
had
it.
rice pudding in years.
Really?
He was holding
Yeah.
out
You
for
want
it.
to pass me your plate?
Well, you served that,
please.
South Africa. Hope you guys have an absolutely incredible weekend. Be safe, be kind, always. And from us here at Afternoon Express, good night and happy eating.
Ciao.
Next week on Afternoon Express, Elvis Blue joins us for a live performance. We chat to wheelchair tennis champion Lucas Sitole. Fashion designer Veselina Pencheva shares her latest collection. Comedian Martin Evans joins us in the loft. And a cappella group The Soil serenade us.
Nada. Feel Good production.
Join us next time for more fabulous fun inspired by First for Women on Afternoon Express. For an insurance quote, call 0861 11 18 44 or SMS FIRST to 49267.
Make sure you join us for Afternoon Express next week.
We're joined by some inspiring sports stars who've achieved international success after surviving tragic accidents.
We chat to one of South Africa's hottest entertainment couples, Emo and Michelle Adams.
Fashion designer Veselina Pencheva shows us some items from her latest collection.
Hit South African a cappella group The Soil perform live.
There's always something for everyone on Afternoon Express. Weekdays at 4 p.m. Find it on 3.